What's up guys, Magnolia Mo here and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to cover the various AV receivers that are available on the market today by various manufacturers. In the process, what I hope to show are the various features that I like that you might benefit from, and some of the other features that a very select few, may find beneficial, right? And then towards the end, I'm going to give you what my overall recommendation is and which AV receiver I love the most, right, from the current list of AV receivers that are available. All right, so let's get on with it. A 9-channel receiver allows you the flexibility to have 7 bed layer speakers along with 2 height speakers, or 5 bed layer speakers along with 4 height speakers, depending on how you want to set up Dolby Atmos, DTSX, and so on and so forth, and your room configuration. For receivers, you have Pioneer Elite, VSX 305, LX 305 for $11.99, the Onkyo NR 700 for $12.99, the Pioneer Elite, LX 505 for $13.99, and then the Integra DRX 3.4 for $1,500. And going over $1,500, you got the Onkyo TX-RZ 50 for $15.99. You have the Sony ES SDR AZ3000 for ES for $16.98, and everybody's favorite Denon 3800 for $16.99, and Integra 5.4 $2,200. And then finally you got the Denon 4800 for $24.99, the Yamaha for $2449.95, the RX A6A, and then the Cinema 50 from Marantz for $2,500. The big difference between the 3800 and the Denon 4800 essentially is the wattage. So let's take a deep dive into each one of these receivers and see which one offers the best bang for the buck. All of the AVRs within this price range will have the same HDMI capabilities, right? They'll have a number of HDMI inputs in the back. They'll have at least one HDMI input in the front. They'll have dual HDMI outputs at the minimum, with 8K 60 Hz and 4K 120 Hz video processing. They'll all be obviously HDCP 2.3, which ensures compatibility with Ultra HD sources and TVs. They'll be compatible with HDR10, Dolby Vision, HLG, hybrid log gamma. They all will have support for ARC and EARC, right? So audio return channel and enhanced audio return channel, which EARC will support uncompressed Dolby True HD and DTS Master Audio, obviously DTSX and Dolby Atmos as the audio streams. Now, from a gaming perspective, they all offer VRR, variable refresh rate, auto low latency mode, ALLM, and quick frame transport, QFT, which reduces or eliminates lag and frame tearing. They all offer multi-zone outputs. Some will have 3 zones, majority will have 2 zones, right? And then from a streaming standpoint, they all have digital streaming and music options like Spotify, Pandora, Tidal, SiriusXM, if someone is still into that, and then music streaming via a USB file or a computer, right? So that option is there. What differentiates these receivers are 5 differentiating factors, right? In my opinion, right? The first one being the power output at 8 ohms and less than 1% total harmonic distortion, right? Not at 10%, not at 1% or higher total harmonic distortion, but less than 1%, right? That's what differentiates one receiver from another receiver. The DACs, does it have a 24-bit DAC or a 32-bit DAC? Multi-channel pre-out, to me that's the most important feature that at least I am in my, and it's very subjective, that's what I'm looking for, right? Does it have at least the 7-channel pre-out, right? Let alone 9-channel pre-out, right? And then direct live capabilities, right? Is it direct? Does it Does it have direct live built in, from the get-go? Do you have to pay for it? Either way, whether you have to pay for it or if it's built in, it's a superior value-added feature to have in the AVR. And then lastly, scalability, right? So not just the multi-channel pre-out, can it or will it be scalable to 11.1 via the 11.1 or 11.4, 11.2 multi-channel pre-outs? Those are the most important differentiating factors, and let's go receiver by receiver in this particular price range to see which one has it, which one doesn't have it. First one is the Pioneer Elite VSX LX305. At $11.99, the power output is 100 watts per channel, does have direct live, does not have 32-bit DACs, it is not scalable to 11.1, and does not have multi-channel pre-outs. But at $1,200, right, $1,200, if you pair this with the right speakers, like high efficiency speakers like a Klipsch, for instance, right, this is not a bad receiver to get if you are interested in 9 channels of processing, right? You can do 5.2.4 or 7.2.2 depending on your liking and your configuration that you want to add, right? But it obviously doesn't have everything, but at that price, has direct live. 100 watts per channel is not enough in my opinion, but if you have high, speakers that are highly efficient like Klipsch, for instance, you can maximize those 100 watts per channel. Onkyo TX and R7100 is the same, in my opinion, very similar to the Pioneer Elite 305. They're from the same family, in my opinion. The wattage is the same. They don't have the scalability. Both of them don't have the multi-channel pre-outs, don't have the 32-bit DACs. This one does have the direct live, but you're paying $100 more. I'd rather go with the Pioneer Elite if that's the case. Next up is the Pioneer Elite VSX LX505. This is actually one of my favorite receivers in this price range, right? It does have 120 watts per channel, has direct live, comes with it. You don't have to pay extra for it. Does not have the 32-bit DACs, but depending on depending on the consumer, this may or may not be important. Is scalable to 11.1 and has all the 11.1 multi-channel pre-outs. To me, this is with IMAX enhanced. This is a very capable receiver. For $13.99, you cannot go wrong with the Pioneer Elite. And then in the same feature set, right, you have the Integra DRX 3.4. It's $1,500. Is scalable. It's not scalable. It does have multi-channel pre-outs, but not the 11.1s. Does not have the wattage necessary. It's got the 100 watts per channel, but at $1,500, right? All you're getting is direct live in here and the 7-channel pre-outs. You could hook this up with an external amplifier if you need more wattage, but from a feature standpoint, I'd rather go with the Pioneer Elite 505, which is superior than the Integra. And then Onkyo TX RZ50 for $15.99, almost $1,600. You're pretty much getting 120 watts per channel. You're getting direct live. You're getting the multi-channel pre-outs, and is scalable to 11.1. Does not have 32-bit DACs, but again, like I said, it's not important to everyone. But $1,600, you're getting pretty much most of those important features that I was talking about, and therefore I would put this on my recommended list from a feature set standpoint. Next up is the Sony ES SDR AZ3000 ES. For $16.98, this one, I'm sorry to say, is not scalable, does not have multi-channel pre-outs, does have a 32-bit DAC, 32-bit 192 kilohertz, not a high sampling rate, but just a regular 192 kilohertz. Does have 110 watts per channel, no direct live, so I don't know if it's justified to pay almost $1,700 for this particular receiver. Then everybody's favorite, the Denon AVR 3800H, $16.99. It's got 105 watts per channel, so it's a little underpowered in my opinion. does have the option to purchase the direct live. Does not have 32-bit DACs, but like I said, it's not as important to most folks. It's important to me, but it may not be important to others. Multi-channel pre-outs, completely scalable to 11.1 with the full suite of direct live included. I think this is the best bang for your buck, in my opinion. At $1,700, you can use this as a preamp, you know, and have an external amplifier going, and utilize all of the features that this particular receiver has to offer. Then Integra DRX 5.4, $2,200, 120 watts per channel, so more output than the Denon, scalable, and with multi-channel pre-outs, direct live, 2200. So this is where the value comes in, right? Best bang for the buck, in my opinion, still lies with either the Pioneer Elite 505 or the Denon 3800. The next one is the Denon AVR X4800. The big difference between this one and the 3800 is the 125 watts per channel. So you're paying almost $800 more for the extra 20 watts per channel. And then you have the Yamaha, completely scalable to 11.1 with the multi-channel pre-outs, 32-bit DACs, and it's 150 watts per channel. Does not have direct live, 150 watts per channel. So this could be that one box solution that you were looking for, but you're gonna have to pay a premium. And lastly, Marantz, one of my favorite brands, Cinema 50, $2,500. I mean, has the output, 110 watts per channel, 110 watts per channel, direct live, 32-bit DACs are not present, but multi-channel pre-out and completely scalable to 11.1. But you are paying premium, but you are gonna get the Marantz sound, right? The Marantz audio with this. This is not for everyone, right? And I love the looks, I love how it looks, by the way. So if you're gonna go strictly based on looks and the processing and the sound that Marantz has to offer, then yes, $2,500 is a premium, but it is a good receiver to have. At the end of the day, though, the bottom line is, right, of all the receivers that we just walked through here, right, the one that has the most scalability, the most bang for the buck, most features, right, including the full suite for direct live at only $1,700, my vote is the Denon AVR X3800. Now you can save $300 more and go with the Pioneer Elite VSX LX505. You know, you get more wattage, slightly more wattage, it's scalable, and you have enough power. You have the Pioneer Elite sound. I am a fan of my two favorite brands, you know, have always been Pioneer Elite and the Marantz, right? And they're different from a sound signature standpoint, right? Pioneer Elite tends to be more earthy, but excellent for movies. For music also does a good job. Marantz seems to be, you know, tends to be more on the neutral side, and has all the features that you could possibly need, and it's tuned, right, for music more, in my opinion, right? The Marantz is, then the Pioneer Elite is. But either way, you cannot go wrong with either the Denon, the Pioneer Elite, or that Marantz, the Cinema 50, in my opinion, if you want to pay the extra premium for that particular niche Marantz sound, right? But the best bang for your buck with all the features, I still would say it's the Denon, with a close second, right, for Pioneer Elite, because of the extra watts that it has, and it doesn't have the same direct live options. But if you're looking for the basics, it's all there, and you're saving $300. All right. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'd love to hear your feedback. If there was something that I missed in here, if I should have covered, please feel free to leave me some comments. I'll do my best to get back to you. And in the meantime, enjoy, happy listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one.